Alright, so usually I release one tier list video per month in the beginning of the month. That's right after a festival or like a big release, so that a lot of stuff has changed. But we got a lot of stuff thrown out the whack with this new character, and I felt like it was big enough movement that I can actually get a tier list out of it, because some characters are now way better, and some characters are now way worse because of this one release. Obviously, we're also gonna, mention LR Zeldris, but the real, the real mover of this update is not him. It's the new Gala. Now, before I go into Gala, let's talk about some characters that I want to move here. One big one is gonna be Assault Meliodas. I cannot believe this. I genuinely cannot believe this. But he is unironically meta tier. Insane. It's the improbability that if you told me back in early 2021 when this character was getting the most memed on ever, that in early 2024 he would become a meta character again, I would have slapped you in the face and spit in your mouth. I would not. I'm way too awkward to do that. But I would be like Lamau. Assault. Oh, misclicked. Assault Melee. Some characters I forgot. I should have moved last one. LR Liz. She is big time. Good back unit. She just has Holy Relic, 15% HP, and now she's godlike with just trying to LCC people with Gala. Most people are running her as a backline over anything else, so that should tell you something. I need to move down some characters that I wish I didn't have to, but I do. Goddesses, they're going down. I know. Goddesses kind of can't compete right now. I thought that Goddesses would be really good against Gala, because you have Mael giving you damage reduction, right? And then you have Liz giving you damage reduction, but that needs to be, high ult level for that, which, misclicked, which, a lot of people didn't really go for a 6/6 Liz. Dude, I'm on the emulator because the new PC port can't do phone mode anymore. The new PC port is so good. Thanks for the update, now Marble. And then you have Margaret, wherever she is. Oh, she's at the top. She's in the LR, which also gives damage reduction. So you'd think a combination of all of those would be phenomenal against Gala, but like, it just isn't. Like the team. You know what? Since I'm already here, let me do what everyone already knows. Oh, I forgot to add them at the top. Gala is arguably the best PvP character in the game, so yeah, she just goes right at the top of the tier. This isn't ordered necessarily. I did kind of order based on teams. I guess I'll do that in a bit, but I'll order based on teams again at the top here. But yeah, she's the best PvP character in the game. I can understand people saying they still think Melly's the best PvP character in the game because he just does so much. But the thing is, you're running them together as well. So if you say, oh, Melly's number one, I'm like, okay, fine. If you say Gala's number one, I also agree. And you're running them together anyway, so it's like you're running 1 and 2 regardless, right? And it's kind of crazy. But you also can... I unironically see more Assault Mellies than Demon King Mellies. Insane. And now Esterosa was gonna go down on the tier list. Esterosa was about to be put down. I had already noted that he was gonna be put down on the next tier list. But he's back, baby. Regardless, the teams for Gala right now are Gala, Esterosa, and either Melly, or Gala, Demon King Zeldris, and either Melly, or Gala, LR Zeldris. I guess I can put up. I was pretty harsh on LR Zeldris, but after having seen more of him, I think he can get up here. I don't think he is, like, as amazing as some of the other characters around here. I don't think he's like top 5 or even top 10 on this chart here, but he is undoubtedly one of the best with Gelda. You know, so you either run Gelda, LR Zeldris, and then either, you know, Estarossa or one of the melees, right? You can't run the Making Zeldris with Zeldris because, you know, you can't, but like these guys right here, so let me put them all up front. Boom. Salt melee. And then you have Kusok, good back unit, but most importantly, Nanashi, best back unit for Gelda, right? This whole upper column composes Gelda teams. Crazy. And it's like, it's been a couple of days, and by now people would have already like adjusted to just one team. But I see this like mishmash of characters all over. The most common so far I've seen is Gelda, Assault Melee, and Estarossa with Nanashi in the back. This is the most common I've seen. Second most common is Gelda, Demon King Melee, and Estarossa with either Nanashi or Kusok in the back. Like, but you can play around with this. I think that the Demon King Melee combo for Gelda is more appropriate for going first. So if you go second, Assault Melee is your guy, and then you can have this team right here. Or you can even use Kusok, and then you're like, demons are more tanky in the first turn. But like, this is a character you can go first or second with, and you're doing very well. Or Demon King Zeldris is also pretty good for going second, because Estarossa is a little squishy. Like, he can be pretty bad. Like, there's so much you can do here. So, it's kind of crazy. I am putting up Nebula Zeldris. He's also a pretty decent option, I think, as a back unit with the Gelda, but it's like, Nebula Zeldris is just a worse Kusok. So, but I still think he's pretty good, so I'm going to bump him up. I was going to bump up the N, but now with Gelda, it's like really hard to run her. It's pretty impossible. I am very surprised because, you know, Gelda is an unknown character, but really she's a demon. She is a demon. So the only character that is really unknown that really benefited from this character's release is only one. Where is he? Nanashi. That's it. Like, all the other unknowns, you can run her with hell. You can run her with other unknowns, but realistically, you want to run her with demons. You want to get that passive up as fast as possible so she can get going, right? And the unknowns, unfortunately, like, you can have fun. You can run her with like some stab boosters. You can run her. I haven't run her with Freyr yet, but I definitely will because it should be fun. And that's cool, but like, that's not ideal. Like, that is really not ideal. So the unknowns, unfortunately, do not go up. I would even say unknowns are almost unrunnable right now with Gelda, but I'm not gonna put them down quite yet. But yeah, it was a real consideration coming in. So I am doing a bit of a interesting move here for a human. So humans are not gonna get down from meta. If you go on PvP right now, which I'm on the emulator, I hope the game doesn't crash, but you see lots of people are still, like, in current top 100, they are using humans. Humans is still runnable, it's just not as good, right? Like, they are not the meta team, but they are a meta team. Just like I would say, like, goddesses were a meta team until like the last week, or like this week. Wrong, top 100. They got, if I keep tapping, you're gonna see mostly Geldas, like Gelda, Zeldris, Estarossa, with Liz in the back. Liz backline as well. I almost forgot, dude. Sorry, not just a top column. Liz as well. How can I forget? Oh, and not as good. Like, I've seen being tossed around, but not as good. Where is he? Glocks. I'll put Glocks in sub meta because he is a really good back unit. Really, really good back unit. Just for CC. I can see. If I start tapping around, you'll see them, right? Oh, Great Velasquez I have not seen yet. I can't imagine it actually being as good, but I should definitely give it a try. Great Velasquez, where is Great Velasquez? But Red Velasquez, I can see being better, but I haven't tested Green Velasquez yet. I think I could bump her up. Where is she? At the depths of the garbage tier, there she is. I'll put her up in maybe usable or some meta. I can see her being usable. I'm not gonna claim that. This is not how I do it. You know, I don't just tap around and say, oh, this guy's using it. I should put her in some. No, you know, I doubt she would be even considerable to swap like Esterosa for. But like, yeah. I also moved up. I moved up Aaron from garbage. I think he can have some fun against the Gyaldus. And Zanaria forgot. Her Holy Relic actually makes her pretty usable now. I need to put down some characters. I'll do that in a bit. Yeah, like, I see quite a bit of people running humans, but none of them pretty much. And I've been looking around and I haven't seen any, personally, like, playing against me, are using LR Escanor. Like, typing is not helping him here. Like, he really gets destroyed by Gyaldus. So I'm putting him down, and I'm actually putting up Roxy. Roxy can actually do pretty good against Gyaldus. It's not ideal, but it can. It can. You know what? You stay here. You can run Arthur, Ban, Yuri, and Liz in the back. Where's Liz? And still win, but it's something. It's something. I just noticed like New Year King was not in the tier list for some reason. I don't know why, but whatever. He's up here. So how I would say the top teams in the game are right now, right, is this mishmash of Galda teams. Right? It's really hard for me to pinpoint which one I actually think is the best. But if I had to say the best, it would be like Galda, Demon King Melee. I think it is better than Assault Melee. And then Esterosa and Liz in the back. That's probably the best. Or, that's for CC, right? Like, you want to have the maximum CC. Or Nanashi, right? But maximum CC, like, I think this is the best team in the game. And then you can have, like, the other options, which are all, I would say, meta tier. And then I think the second best is humans. You know, this very specific formation here, I think, is just the only way you can actually possibly run humans right now. You can swap for Roxy. You can swap Yuri for Roxy, but, like, it's tough out here. Like, Arthur, I think I've said this 47 times already, but his banner is in the game. And he's already power crept. Yeah. Yeah. Global anniversary festivals have an interesting history. And then Sins. I think Sins is still a meta team. If you can go first, you can win. And the team is falling off. Like, next tier list, they might actually be going down. Like, these two characters might be going down. But at the current moment, it is still runnable. So that's pretty good. Sub-meta, I don't really order. So I'll just keep these right here. I don't think I have to put down anybody. I think everyone here is still valid. I think I'll put down base Margaret. Yeah, I'll keep LR Margaret always a tier up. Again, Glock's is very good back unit. You don't think that he's in sub-meta because of his usage potential. He's only in here for his CC because as it currently stands, the highest CC character in the game is Arthur, but he's not actually because he's missing a weapon. So the real highest CC character in the game is Demon King Melee. I'm pretty sure. I think he has like a tiny bit more, like a very tiny bit. And then after them is Lost Vein, but then if you're already using, you know, Melee, you can't use Lost Vein as a back unit. And then it's Glocks. So Glocks, in the hierarchy of, you know, CC here, he fits in pretty good. And a lot of people probably don't have 6/6 Arthurs, but they might have 6/6 Glocks. Is a very old character, so that's good CC right there. And I think this is pretty good. I'm gonna cut me putting down some usable characters because they have become unusable. A lot of people despise when I call certain characters garbage, but listen, sometimes you just have to face the truth. Purgatory Meliodas, please go right now, open your game, go in Champions PvP, because listen to me, if you are not in Champions, you are not playing the game. You cannot fall from Champions after you get here, unless you don't play the game for like weeks, right? Anyone that isn't Champions in Ungeared is not a real player. You are not facing real players if you're not playing champions. So go play champions with Purgatory Meliodas, without Gelda, especially. You can run Gelda, I allow it, but bonus if you don't use Gelda. And come back and tell me he's usable. Yeah, you're not gonna have a good time. Lots of characters are completely unusable right now. And I mean, I can go and make a video on Lost Vein Meliodas. I can open the game and make a video on Lost Vein Meliodas and call it Destroys Gelda Players or whatever. And I will most likely be honest and during the video say, this is, you know, just for a video, this is not actually real. Like, I'm facing all the bots, like, the Meliodas sucks, right? But unlikely that anybody else is going to be having this experience, right? From the exaggerated thumbnails and titles, that's not how the game works. Lost Vein is unusable. It is what it is, right? Alright, that's a ton of stuff. This is going for a lot longer than expected, but honestly, Gelda has made a ton of characters unusable. It made I'm even considering playing some more time. Like you're... are you really gonna tell me some of these characters are usable? Like, oh my god. Gelda is just... If you have not played PvP since the Gelda release, honestly don't. Like, just go... If you're not summoning for her, don't. Just don't even play PvP. Oh, I should put down Tyr as well. Tyr is usable now. It's just, I want to put down so many more characters. Like, how are you gonna possibly use these characters against Gelda? She is the type of power creep that Ban did. Purgatory Ban. That's this character. This character is Purgatory Ban 2.0. I was thinking of her more like Tyr 2.0, but she's Purgatory Ban 2.0. Alright, PvE. This one is pretty simple. You know, there's not... Characters don't get put down that much in PvP from like new character releases and stuff like that. I have these added by accident, so they're like extras here. Gelda is very good. Honestly, I did not find her to be amazing in PvP. Sorry, in PvE. So I'm not going to put her the highest tier. I know some people are going to be mad at that because they are in love with Gelda, but I am honest. Using her in Demonic Beasts, I felt like, why was I using her? You know, like, all she does is damage. That's it. Like, in PvP, when you have a character that has an enormous HP pool and insane damage reduction and does a ton of damage, the character carries so much weight that it, like, just their mere presence is such a problem for the enemy that she becomes what I would call #1 best PvP character in the game. In PvE though, you can see all of these characters at the top, they are doing other stuff for the team. It's not just that they do damage. Gelda is an entirely selfish character. There's nothing in her kit that benefits teammates. Zero. There's zero in her kit that benefits teammates. If anything, her kit wants teammates to benefit her. Like, right, like the teammate's lifesteal gives her more HP, you know? So characters like this aren't what I would call the pinnacle of PvE, right? And pretty much everybody else here is the exact opposite at the top of the tier list. So, like, if you go, okay, Gelda's #1 PvP character in the game, yes. Who's #1 overall? It's not a discussion, it's still Demon King Meliodas. Demon King Meliodas does so much in both PvP and PvE, it's like night and day difference when you use them both in PvE. So I would say, I would not consider her at the top of the tier list, but she's pretty good. Like, the damage she does is noticeable. And she's probably going to be very, very good for points, because her HP is very high, so. Zeldris, on the other hand, he's godlike in PvE. If you don't believe me, watch my Demon King, Zeldris versus the Demonic Beast. He was phenomenal against the Snake. Absolutely amazing. His Relic really helps. Because Zeldris, I mean, ever since he got his Relic, his only role, right? So I'm thinking of red Zeldris, right? Because red Zeldris was the only one that actually mattered with the relic. Was guild boss points and sometimes final boss points as well, right? So he was like a point character, which is not the most exciting thing ever. Like some other characters I can think of that fulfilled this role is like Light Liz, right? And that was it. But like now with LR Zeldris, which actually does a ton of damage, he hits super hard. If you go for like a difficult activity like the snake, for example, he can actually build up properly. And once you have like 90% crit damage increase, he's not gonna have unfortunately the 80% damage increase from attacking debuffed enemies, but that's fine. He does a lot of damage, and he removes ult gauge, and he has 30% basic stats he's giving to all allies. This character is phenomenal, and I can see him very well being really, really powerful for the next demonic beast, especially if the demonic beast lowers your ult gauge. Because if you can actually play with him without his commitment, that'll be even better. The only like real downfall of using this character is his commitment sucks. Like you kind of have to run him with his commitment because you need it for the crit damage. So that is the one downside for him. But I still really, really much enjoyed running her. I'm still thinking of Gala. Insane character. Running him on the demonic beast, and I can very much see him being very good in the future for any kind of PvE content in the future as well. So let me know what you guys think. PvE tier list I don't tend to update very often. Maybe there are some characters that should be bumped down and stuff like that, but whatever. It's not like we've got any new PvE activities anyways. But let me know what you guys think about the PvP tier list. What's with the state of PvP? What do you guys think of the shake-up we've got?